stage. It's good to see him for a third year in a row that I've been here. Please help me welcome CEO of Seplat Energy, Roger Brown.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. 4 o'clock slot is never easy, particularly when it's sunny outside and the lunchtime sessions are better attended this year than compared to last year. Those are the outdoor sessions I'm talking about. Anyway, I'm going to speak for 15 minutes about driving sustainability, energy transition, and energy security, specifically in Nigeria. Okay, so what we try to do at the start here is just frame the discussion. Okay, and on the left-hand side we've got the developing south. We all know what that is. And on the right-hand side we've got the developed north. When it comes down to sustainability, we're trying to solve 2 different problems with one solution, and there's not an answer to that. Specifically in Nigeria, we put it down to the trilemma, the triangle of focus, which is, the top here is energy security. That means access to energy for the population. Then we've got affordability, and then you have the energy transition on sustainability. Now, Nigeria specifically, although a lot of African countries are the same, Nigeria is actually welded to that axis. Right? Because how can we really move to sustainable energy mix if people just don't have energy security and it's not affordable? Nigeria specifically, off-grid electricity, which is the majority of Nigerians get, is the most expensive in the world. It is ridiculously expensive, and 6 to 7 times what it is on the grid. So we need affordable electricity, we need energy access, and with that, we can then move through a sustainable future. So we do a lot of effort into our sustainability approach, and it is a data strategy. Why? Because, when we look at sustainability, we balance emissions, we balance social, and obviously the governance of it all. Looking at the social aspects, we live it every single day. If you are sitting in onshore US, maybe in the North Sea, you're not living and breathing the social issues that we're dealing with in Nigeria, in employment and everything else. So we made it the DNA of our strategy. We have put this in, I don't know why I put these in 3s and 5s, but that's the way presentations tend to go. So 3 points here, which is social development. That's employment. It's using access to energy to give access to other sectors that can grow and create employment for 220 million people, soon to be 400 million people. Environmental care and reporting, it's critical that we actually do that in a very responsible way, and we will focus on that. And then, how does that then fold into our terms for all our stakeholders? We used to talk about shareholders, now we're actually rightly so talking about stakeholders, our communities, our government, our shareholders and employees. I then look at our business model, and we try to make it simple. Certainly we think it's simple. Pillar 1 is our upstream business, and we're not telling everyone we're leaving Pillar 1, because that Pillar 1 will fund Pillar 2 and Pillar 3. So Pillar 1 is the upstream business. We're in 7 onshore blocks in Nigeria, and I was listening to Owando a couple of sessions ago talking about just signing a sale and purchase agreement for their ENI acquisition. We signed one 20 months ago for the Exxon, and we're hoping we can get that done. And that will add to the number of blocks and take us into shallow water. Second pillar there is the midstream gas processing, and this is something we've been developing as a company since inception. We've now, we have one big gas plant at Oban. It's 465 million scuffs, and it's underutilized. We do 300 million there today. And we're building a big one in the east, and that should be completed very soon. And then we're doing an upgrade to another gas plant at Seplat. So the company will be an operator and partner with the government with upwards of towards 1 BCF of gas going into predominantly power, But also we'll do LPG add-ons, which will then give us access to bottled gas, and that then displaces deforestation. So that Pillar 2 business is a very fast-growing business, and in Pillar 3 is our new energy, and that is something that we are spending a lot of effort, most likely going to be a gas to power opportunity in the short term, but then obviously once we've got enough base load of electricity grid, then Nigeria can do bigger scale solar on-grid renewable energy. In terms of then our transition priorities, then you can see a strong gas business, both in the upstream and midstream. That gas is going, all of it's going to domestic gas. The excellent transaction, if we can get that closed, will then give us access to LNG and give us an export model as well. It will reduce emissions because in Nigeria today there are about 15 million small-scale diesel generators, PMS generators, and what our aim, working with others, is to get rid of all of those generators and give much more cleaner gas to power cheaper and more affordable and reliable. What have we contributed to Nigeria? You know, this gets updated every 6 months. But up to date, $8.2 billion is the revenue share to Nigeria. You can see significant royalties, taxes, we pay these. And this is going straight back into the Nigerian government. And then into Nigerians, we employ almost all Nigerian contractors, the 99%. And that is what we're giving out in terms of contracts. Final slide is, here's just the final wrap up, which is striking the right balance, okay? It's not a desire. Africa has a right to develop. Every bit of developed north had a right to develop. I don't think there's any debate. Africa has a right to develop, and it's got to use its natural resources, but in a very sustainable way. It can't fund it by debt, and therefore it must be able to monetize that. Thanks very much, and have a good afternoon.
Thank you very much, Robert.